Good morning, class 11 students. This is your subject physics in chapter number 5, that is laws of motion. And in this lecture, I'll be discussing the assignment solution of this chapter. Okay. So the first question says, a man stands in a lift going downward with uniform velocity. He experiences a loss of weight at the start, but not when the lift is in uniform motion. Explain why. So as you know, when the lift moves downward with the acceleration A, its weight is acting downward and your reactional force on the man is in upward direction. So if you form equation of motion, that will be mg minus r is equals to ma, or you can say r will be equal to m into g minus a. As you can clearly see here, this reaction force is less than its weight. So in the starting, when the lift is going downward with acceleration a, he will be experiencing some loss of weight. But as it is given, the lift after that starts with moving uniform motion. And in uniform motion, acceleration will be 0. So therefore, the weight will become equal to mg and he will not experience any loss in the weight. Second question says, why are the wheels of vehicles are provided with mud guards? So as you know, when the wheel rotates, suppose it is rotating in forward direction, so the mud will fly out in tangentially to the wheel. So the wheels are provided with mud guards so that it does not spoil the clothes of any passer-by. But still there is some flying of the mud because you can say because that tangential force of the wheel is very hard. Third question says, this one is your third question. So this is the third question, and the question says, in a tug of war, the team that pushes harder against the ground wins. Why? So suppose there are two teams which are pushing the rope with F4, F1 and F2. Now, if this team is applying a greater force against the ground, or you can say if this team is pushing harder against the ground, then what will happen? There will be greater reactional force on the ground by the team, by the ground on the team. So therefore, the team will win due to the greater reactional force on the ground. And obviously, if the ground is applying a greater reactional force, they will not fall because there will be more friction to hold them. Okay, so the other team will slip, or you can say will fall, and therefore the team which is pushing harder against the ground will win. Question number 4 is how friction helps in walking. So as you know, when you walk, you apply some action on the ground, and due to that, some reaction is applied on your foot, and you are able to apply any action on the ground that is due to friction force. If there is no friction, then your foot will slip and you will not be able to walk. So friction is very necessary in walking. Question number 5 says, an astronaut accidentally gets thrown out of his small spaceship accelerating in interstellar space at the constant rate of 100 meters per second square. What is the acceleration of the astronaut the instant after he is outside the spaceship? So the acceleration of the spaceship is this much. Okay, so when the astronaut is thrown out of the spaceship, then what will happen? There will be no external force on him. So as there is no external force, therefore from the Newton's second law, you can say if net external force is 0, then acceleration will also be 0. So you can say there will be 0 acceleration of the astronaut at the instant when he is outside of his spaceship. Okay, next is question number 6. The question says, a man jumping out of a moving train falls with his head forward. Why? So this is because when a man jumps off a moving train, and when his feet touches the ground, they come to rest, but his upper body is still moving in forward direction. So you can say feet touches the ground and comes to rest, but upper body is still moving in forward direction, and therefore the man falls with his head forward. Okay, then question number 7 says, why does a child feel more pain when she falls down a hard cement floor than when she falls on the soft muddy ground in the garden? So let us suppose this is your cemented floor and this is your muddy floor. So when a child will strike a cemented floor, there will be no time in striking with the cemented floor. But when the child will strike with muddy floor, there will be some time till it comes to rest. There will be no time till the child comes to rest, but in this case there will be some time taken by the child to come to rest, because as you know, we can penetrate inside mud. So therefore, according to conservation of angular momentum, you can say in this case there will be less force applied, but in this case there will be more force applied, or you can say more reaction force of the ground on the child. So in this case it will be hurting more, but in this case it will hurt less. In question number 11, it is given that mass is of 2 kg of a block which is resting on a floor which has a force of friction of which has a coefficient of static friction of 0.4. Okay, and force is of 2.8 Newton is applied in the forward direction. So as you know, this force is in this direction. Force of static friction will come in downward direction. So the question asks, calculate the force of static friction between the ground and the block. So again, this is a simple question. Because this is a static friction, that means the motion has not already started. Therefore, this F and this force of friction will be equal to each other. So you can say force of friction will be equal to the force applied, that will be 2.8 Newtons. In question number 12, the mass is given 50 kg of a person and a lift is given which is accelerating downward with the acceleration of 9 meter per second square. So you have to calculate the reaction force. So again, if you will form the equation of motion, you will get R is equals to mg minus ma. Put all the values, the reaction force will come to be 50 Newtons. In question number 15, you are given an inclined plane of angle 30 degrees. A block of mass 10 kg is placed on this inclined plane and the force of friction, and the coefficient of friction is given to be 0.5. So first of all, we will be calculating all the forces that are acting on this block. So its weight would be acting downward. Force of friction will be acting in this direction. Let us suppose it is moving forward with acceleration A and we have to calculate this A only. See, if this is theta, this will also be theta. So this will mg cos theta. This will be mg sin theta. Now form equation of motion. So again, because it is moving in this direction, so this direction will be taken as positive. So mg sin theta minus f will be equal to ma, or you can say ma plus f will be equal to mg sin theta, first equation, and second equation will be r equal to mg cos theta. Now just putting the value of f, you will get ma plus mu mg cos theta is equals to mg sin theta, because f is nothing but mu r. So mu r. From here m will cancel out, you will get this. Now you know all the values, just solve this equation and you will get the value of acceleration to be 657 meter per second square. In question number 16, you are given a circular racetrack of radius 300 meter is banked at an angle of 15 degree. If the coefficient of friction between the wheels of the race car and the road is 0.2, find the below. So in first you have to find the optimum speed of the race to avoid wear and tear of the tires, and in second part you have to calculate the maximum speed to avoid slipping. So you already know these formulas. If these things are given to you, the optimum velocity will be under root rg tangent theta, because as you know tangent theta is v square upon rg. So v will be under root rg tangent theta, and maximum velocity as you have calculated in theory lectures is under root rg into mu s plus tangent theta upon 1 minus mu s tangent theta. Now all the values are given in question. Put the values. V will come to be 28.1 and maximum speed will come to be 38.1 meter per second.